I never left it on the ground. I'm not coming down. I wanna go higher, higher, higher than that.
This is Write Your Own Story, 3 Keys to Rise and Thrive in Life and Business. I'm your host, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession. We are preparing for the holidays. I'm going to spare you my singing today. You're welcome. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, go back and catch last week's episode where I gave you some holiday tips on how to prepare for the holiday season and how you want it to feel, to set some intentions about, is it time to pare back? Are there some different things that you want to do? And instead of planning it based on activities and the calendar, to first start with feelings. How do you want the holidays to feel and to set those intentions? The other thing is the holidays are going to be busy because your work and your life is already full, I'm guessing. And anything that you add on top of an already full life is going to be like more full. So the holidays start to feel like 10 pounds in a 5-pound can. It doesn't feel good. And so I want us to also look at our business through the lens of this. There's a lot going on. So what can we do for ourselves in our work as well as our team, especially if you lead a team or a company? The best gift you could give your team is to pare some expectations back, set the priorities very clearly, take some things off their plate so that everyone can enjoy more of the holiday season. So I have some ideas for you today on how to do that. Drum roll, please. The first one is look at the next month and get really clear. What are the 1 or 2 things? No more, just 1 or 2 that are the most important that need to get done to a degree of excellence or nothing else matters. Just 1 or 2. Don't lie to yourself. Don't fool yourself. You're not getting more than that done, especially in the month of December anyway. So just be real, as they say. And all of this comes from the law of diminishing returns, which is a real thing. It just is. The more you try to do, the less you can do with excellence. You've read the books. 4 Disciplines of Execution will tell you this. Essentialism will tell you this. You're reading those books and you're not really paring back as much as you could or should. But now, the holidays, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So pick the 1 or 2 things that have to get done with excellence or nothing else matters. And decide that everything else is mediocre at best. There are just going to be some things that you just dial it in this month. Okay? We good on that? I just want you to be real about it before it happens so you're not disappointed when it doesn't go like you wanted it to go. Let's just decide that we want it to go this way. So when it does go this way, we can say, yay, I'm so glad I pared back knowing the holidays were going to be frenetic. Okay? Now, if you lead a team, set that expectation for the team. Hey, everybody, here's the 1 or 2 things that are the most important priority during the holidays. I know we're all going to be busy. Everything else is probably going to just be a little bit mediocre. That's okay. If you're in a company, do the same thing. Then my next tip is the best gift that you can give everyone. Okay? Actually take something completely off your plate. Just decide, we're not doing this anymore. And it might be we're not doing it anymore through the end of the year. We'll pick it back up on January 10th or whatever. Or maybe it's the time to say, you know what? In the world of burnout and overwhelm, this project isn't helping us reach our goals or be great. Just take it off. Just kill it. Be done with it. Have a ceremony. Tell everybody it's done. You can do that for your personal projects because some of the things you're working on don't matter to the organization. So, I'm always talking about value, relevance, and impact. The way that you choose the most important projects and what you get rid of, yeah, you guessed it. What's the most relevant and what has the highest impact to both the people, the customers, the employees, and the money-making model. Everything else, not all that important. So whether it's you want to look at the project and say, okay, what's the value we thought was going to come out of this project? Is it still relevant? What's the impact that we're expecting? And go through some of your projects and sort it out and let some stuff go, or at least take it off the schedule until January. Another thing that you can do to eliminate some things is take some meetings off the calendar. Give people some time back. Decide what are the most important things that you need to connect with your team, and the rest, maybe it's time to let that go. And it's going to be difficult because you're always making decisions based on your patterns of the past. So you're going to twitch and wonder if it's a bad idea. Y'all, it is not that much time in the grand scheme of things. 1 month out of the year to pare back on some meetings and some projects. Listen, do everybody a favor. And here's one that I wish I would have thought of when I did lead a team, because I think it could be really profound. So I would love some of you to actually do this next tip and then let me know how it goes, because I think it's a great idea. And so if it's not a great idea, tell me so I stop talking about it every year, because I think it's going to be a good one. What if you gave everybody on the team a half a day off, or a full day if you can hack it, and they don't have to take PTO, they don't have to take sick days, and you just said, hey, I know the holidays are a busy time. Take this time and go do your Christmas shopping, your wrapping, bake cookies with your kids, whatever it is. But just go do the thing that is going to make your holidays better. And really have a conversation with them and to help them think through what that might be. Because a lot of times people will just sacrifice themselves. Maybe they need some rest. Maybe they're just flat out exhausted and they need to just go sit somewhere with a cup of hot chocolate and just sit and stare at the Christmas tree for a minute and get their nervous system regulated. Maybe they really do need that half a day to go get all their shopping done because they got little kids and there's no time to do it because they're always with them all the time. Maybe it's the wrapping that they normally hide in their closet on Christmas Eve and try to get done because they never have time to get it done. Help them think through what would be the best use of that time that they're going to get off. Maybe you already do it. Maybe it's not all that novel. Maybe everybody's doing it. But for me, especially when my kids were little, that would have been like, oh my goodness, Christmas bonus. If you try it, or if you're already doing it, message me and let me know how it works and if it's great. Now let's talk about the holiday party, or whatever it is that you do to celebrate the holidays with your work people. Make sure you know your audience. Do they really want a holiday party? Maybe that's one activity that you could say, you know what? We love you. We respect you. We care about you. We value you. And rather than you having one more thing on the calendar, we've chosen not to do a holiday get together this year. We're instead going to get together in January when there's more space, or just choose not to do it at all. And maybe that's instead we're going to give you a half a day off to go do whatever you want to do. Just be cognizant of people's time, especially now. Everybody's just feeling super burned out and overwhelmed. And I know you as a leader are thinking about connection and, gosh, wouldn't the holiday party be a great time for us to get together? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just one more thing that nobody else wants to deal with, but you think it's a culture building activity and it's actually kind of a pain in their butt. I remember I was teaching for a large organization back in my old days at Franklin Covey, and I was teaching a class on trust, I think. And it was a group of, they were probably mid-20s to mid-30s kind of age group of this class that I was teaching. And in one of the exercises, we were talking about some of the company's activities that they were doing and for, trust and culture building. And all of them said, hey, my boss wants us to get together and do like happy hours. And they said, you know what? We just want to go to the gym and go home. We've already worked all day with these people. I don't want to go have drinks. I'm not drinking anymore. And then I feel like I should go have a drink because it's my boss. Like, just know your audience. Know what they would value. Know how to really invest in them. And it may not be the way that you have been doing it in the past. So this would be a good way to make some changes. And then communicate those changes really intentionally. So you don't want to just be like, we canceled the holiday party, figured you needed some time back, without the context of, because we love you and because we know that everybody has been working so hard and you have so much you need to get done for the holidays. We thought that giving you some of that time back was the greatest gift that we could give you. And maybe write that note on a beautiful gold embossed card with a Starbucks gift certificate or something that just says, I love you, I appreciate you, I value you. Just be intentional about the message that you put out and know your audience in that way. I hope these are helpful. This time of year can really just wreck a person's stress level. And I'm just going to say it, especially the moms. And I'm not saying dads aren't out there helping too, because some are. but it's just the patterns that we have taken on. And so I'm looking for ways that we can have the holidays that we desire without feeling like we're failing, without feeling like it's all on us. And so if we can pare back some of the work, if only until January or maybe completely, if there was ever a time to know that the law of diminishing returns is real, it's the holiday season. More isn't always better. In fact, more could be what has it all crashing down around you. For this holiday season, let's go into it with great intention to do less better. Thanks, y'all. If you have tips, ideas, personally or for the business, send them to me. I'll share them on my socials. I'll share them here. I love to crowdsource some good information, some good ideas. So send them my way. All right. Happy holidays. Love you, mean it. Bye.
I'm not coming down. I never left it on the ground. I'm not coming down.
Thanks for listening to this episode. I would love it if you would go to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and a review. And then you can go to RebeccaFleetwoodHessian.com and join the Badass Women's Council. And if you really want to take a deeper dive, join the movement of 1,000 Thriving Women. There's amazing Thrive tools there for you today. Love you, mean it.
I'm not coming down.
Hey y'all, fun fact, if you like the music for the podcast, that is actually my son, Cameron Hessian. And I would love it if you would go to Spotify and iTunes and follow him and download some of his other music. My personal favorite is TV Land.